Okay, we should be live. Should be live. Testing
Okay,
one, two,
okay.
three.
Let's have a goosey. We are indeed live.
Okay, let me switch on over to the game and make sure that it's working.
I fucking love Rich Ragsdale. He's some great music. Although that was my music I was hearing, not yours, but still can.
Can you not see anything?
Alright, I always turn it down. No, I'm not turning anything.
Oh, odd. Okay. 1 second.
You might want to just change the source to be a screen rather than detect game.
Let's see here. Window PCX2. Let's try that. Still nothing, huh?
Not I can say. You should be able to see your output though.
No, I cannot. Caleb, welcome. There we go.
Yeah, there we go. I can see it now. Right, I'll get spreading this around.
Aaron, speak.
Like an unfortunate
Speak.
pathogen-based plague. I'm speaking.
Speak.
I'm speaking. Can you not hear me?
No, I can speak. I mean, I can hear you. Yes, I can
I
hear
don't.
you.
You can speak. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Okay, you're good. You're good. You're good. You're good.
It was a Peter K joke. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Nomad Clan, welcome. I hate it how it always does that. It goes to the demo mode. We don't want no stinking demo mode. Okay. Welcome to our first 7 viewers. We're about ready to get this party started here. See if my profile saved. Oh, it did. Oh, nice. Okay. And I've played through Alien Mission 5 so far, but I won't be playing that today. Today I'll be playing the Marine campaign. And it should look a little better because Aaron and I tweaked the graphics settings a bit. So it is in 1080p now, I believe. Maybe, well, it's streaming in hopefully 1080p, but maybe it's showing in 2K for me. Alistair Ray, popping in from Scotland. Hello. Good evening to you as well.
Indeed. Hello, everybody.
I saw those new photos you did, by the way, when you were in your Predator suit. That was very cool.
Have you had a chance to photograph any cosplayers?
I have not. I've only really done like Predator collectibles. I would love to do a photo shoot with some Predator cosplayers. I know I've talked to Jan about it, so hopefully one of these times I go to Florida, I can do a sesh with him. And of course you too, Alistair, if you're down. I happen to be a photographer, if you didn't know. If I should make it back to Scotland one of these days. And Sizzy Bubbles, welcome to the stream. Yes, Extinction again, except this time it's me playing instead of Mr. Aaron. Uh-oh.
So less angry raging.
You know what? I should have done the Marine tutorial first.
Yes,
So-
always start with the tutorial.
Okay, I'm
You're
gonna
backing out.
I'm gonna back out.
Although, to be fair, there's not that much unusual about the Marine campaign.
You know, I didn't play the basic tutorial. I only played the alien.
I started straight on.
Alright,
Then.
we're gonna do basic. Welcome to Basic Training Marines.
This tutorial will teach you the
So,
basics of playing alien
have you not been like grouping
Extinction.
everybody together?
Press start.
Because I think that's in the basic, isn't
Pause
it?
the tutorial and see your current task.
Let me bring up the volume a little bit for the game.
Your screen consists of two sections, the gameplay view and the minimap in the lower right corner. Use the left analog stick to scroll your gameplay view to the highlighted area in the minimap.
Okay, that seems simple enough.
Well done. For faster movement to distant areas, you can use the right analog stick to activate your minimap. Good. Now move your camera.
Reporting in!
Excellent. Notice that the selected Marine has a status bar underneath his feet, whereas the others do not. Now press and hold the X
Susie
button.
says she'll
and the
miss my
selection circle
disgruntled
will grow out from your
size.
cursor. Let go of the X button when all
To be
the
fair,
Marines are inside the circle.
It was because I was playing it entirely wrong,
Okay.
and
Now
the
you've selected a group of
Predator
Marines. Now
campaign's
press the
more
circle
about
button to order them to
isolated skirmishes to increase all your honor points and all that sort of stuff, rather than trying to take on a load of folk. So for that mission that kept pissing me off, it was about skirting the outside and getting into the base.
Copy that!
Falcon Blues says, I really enjoyed this game back in the day, being a huge Alien fan and also a fan of games like Command and Conquer. Always enjoy your playthroughs. Great exciting podcast, guys. Well, thank you very
thanks.
much. About halfway through our next one, so that should be up in
Yeah, that
the
one's
next
been
week.
a long time coming. When did
I-
we record that? Like March?
Oh, ages ago. Yeah, we recorded that ages ago. But I'm only managing one a month at the minute, unfortunately. I'm getting really sick of hearing my own voice. It's becoming a
Well done.
problem.
Now with your Marine selected, move your camera cursor over the nearby alien. When the cursor is over the alien,
The
press
alien's
the
like,
circle button
but I'm
to
just
attack
minding
it.
my own business.
Just chilling. No need to shoot
You have
me.
now learned the basics of aliens versus
Sure
Predator
would be a
Extinction.
shame if
Practice your
somebody
skills
did.
by eliminating the rest of the aliens.
No, Steve.
That's it? That's all the basics? Okay.
Did it not have you? Sorry, I have the volume turned down because we're on.
Excellent. Oh, advanced tutorial.
This as
Here we
well,
go.
so-
Okay.
Did it not deal with you grouping together?
Let's see.
This tutorial will teach you advanced techniques.
Oh, I need to
for
get the
aliens
artwork
versus
for these
Predator
as well.
Extinction.
That's a nice one.
Please note that you can press start at any time to pause the tutorial and see your current task. Let's start with
I bet you're
advanced
playing
selection.
the.
Double tap the
Alien
X button on
tutorial.
an alien drone.
If you come out of it, you should be able to go back into tutorials and select the Marine one specifically.
The Marine Advanced one?
Yeah.
No, it's just advanced tutorial.
Oh, there should be one for each species.
Well, there is, but there's also like advanced basic tutorial. I don't know.
Let's
Okay.
start with advanced selection. Double tap the X button on an alien drone.
See, I had no idea you could do that. I had
Notice
no
that
idea
you
you
can
could
select
select all of
all
one
units on
unit
screen
by
at the
just
same
double
time.
tapping.
Double tap
Now,
it.
to add
So you've
individual
got
units to
through
your existing selection,
5
hold
missions
down the L1 button and
with,
press X on the unit you want to add. Add an alien
Well, to be
to
fair, I
your
was playing
selection.
the Predator stuff without knowing you could select the shrine as well as all the other units and group them together.
I didn't know you could add units this way too by holding L1.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That helps a lot,
Standard
actually.
unit movement is covered in the basic
This is why you do the
Now let's look at
tutorials
attack
first.
move. This
Uh,
command tells allows your
we
units to attack
we have
any
Luke
enemy's
Gar joining us
battleclass
in the
while
chat.
moving.
Hey guys,
Any ally
PBA,
has been marked on your
long
minimap.
AWOL from the forums
Attack
here. So
your
that was
marines to
Pure
this
Breed
area by
Alien.
holding down the
Ooh,
L1
welcome.
button and
I
pressing
got my
circle at the
EVP
marked
screen name
position.
from the Bestiary on
Note
this
that you can do
game.
this either in the
I love
gameplay
the
view
carriers,
or
and they
on
were
the
Pure
minimap.
Breed Alien. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome, Luke. It's a pleasure.
Okay,
Were
so
you ever in on any of the game nights with Luke?
I'm sure we were. Yeah, probably AVP 2010, I would imagine. Maybe AVP 2, how far back? So L1 in circle is to move and attack anything on the way, correct?
I don't know. I can't hear the things that you.
Yeah, okay, because regular circle is just go here, and you see the little green dot. And then if I hold L1, that's like attack. Yeah. Okay.
You've also got the. Is it L1 when you've got everybody selected? To. Well, it'll tell you. It'll tell you as you play along. But you can like change the attitude of the units.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about right now, I think.
Falcon Blue says, I've recently seen Alien and Aliens in cinema for Alien Day. Seen both previously on the big screen, but never seen Alien 3 in a cinema. Have either of you seen Alien 3 shown on the big screen? I have. I went to, I'm assuming, Falcon, you're a UKian, since we seem to be one of the only people that get the double bill showing for Alien Day. There's a cinema in London called Prince Charles, and they occasionally do marathons of the first four, and I've been down to one of those and seen Alien 3 on their big screen during one of the Saga marathons. You've not seen anything, have you, other than the new ones as they come out?
Oh, one sec, because this is the part I don't understand.
The left directional button to enter no attack mode. No attack mode simply means the unit should never
What, the
attack
attitudes?
anything unless you specifically tell it to.
It's just their
Set
behaviours.
individual units or entire groups to any of these attitude
I tend to
settings.
leave them on defensive because it means
Now,
when they get
let's
shot
move
at,
on to
they'll
waypoints.
go after the people.
Waypoints allow you to
I
create
thought
a
defensive is
specific
where they
path
don't
for
go
units
after the
to
people if
follow,
they retreat.
which can be useful for avoiding dangerous
That's what he
areas.
said. He said
Select
aggressive
your
is like they'll
unit
just
and hold down
attack,
the R2 button
and
to
defensive
activate
is
the
like
command
they'll
mode.
attack but they won't
While
pursue.
it's active,
Yeah,
use the
so they'll
circle
just,
button to
when you're
create
being
3
attacked,
waypoints for your alien to
they'll
follow.
go after them.
Okay, so waypoints.
Waypoints are incredibly valuable for the pathfinding in close quarters areas. Coco says,
Well
woo,
done.
AVPE.
Now let's go over
Okay,
the camera use 2 buttons.
to answer the question though,
These buttons help
I
you
have never
quickly
seen
move
Alien
the
3 in
camera
theaters.
to
I may
avoid
actually go out
events
to
or special
LA
units. A battle
next
is
month
started in
to
the
see it
southern
because it's
area
going
of
to be
the
showing in 35 millimeter.
Notice that the minimap marks this battle,
Nice.
and a warning is given.
I've
Press
only
the
seen
triangle
Alien
button to have the camera immediately
in
go to this
theaters
event.
and Covenant and Prometheus, if you count those,
And the AVPs.
and the AVPs.
It says Prince Charles is such a good cinema. I saw Alien and Aliens there way back when. Yeah, I love Prince Charles. They do a lot of showing of like classics, basically.
For Marines, it would cycle through available Comtech Marines. And
I've seen Predator
cycle through
1 and
available
2 there
shrines.
as well
Press the square
on
button to
on the
have
original
camera move to the Queen.
sort of 35 mils. Predator was
Select one or
grainy
more
and
of the units on
scratched
your
up to
screen,
fuck. It
then
was
hold down the
brilliant.
L2 button and press any one of the 4 directional buttons.
Wait, so what is it?
How many
want me to
times
do?
I've seen Predator 2 in the cinema?
Well, L2 is press any directional button.
Good. You've just assigned these units to a directional button. Now
Oh,
deselect
okay.
the units and try to select them again simply by pressing the
So you
same
didn't know how to do
directional
this?
button you assigned
No.
them to.
It's basic. Unit
Yes.
organization's a game.
Automatically selected for you.
Oh, you bet we
You can
chuckle.
assign up to 4 groups, 1 for each directional button.
4
This
groups on the
concludes the
directional
advanced
buttons. Okay, yeah, that helps. That certainly helps. Coco, welcome to the stream. Says woo, AVPE. Yeah, we have some plans for this game, given it's the 20th anniversary. We're going to be doing a Let's Play, which is just pre-recorded commentary. But we don't want to seem completely useless playing the game when we do that. So these live streams are kind of a preliminary run to get us more familiar with the game again.
I finally finished the game for the first time completely in my practice. Because when I played this when it first came out, I could never finish the campaigns. I got to like the 6th and 7th mission of them all and could never finish. But yeah, I've put 32 hours into it since we started getting stuff, started playing again, getting ready for the anniversary. And I've finished them, and I've loved it.
Nice. Are you like, why didn't I do this earlier?
On the screen is a
I don't know why it really made a difference to me.
He is vitally important.
As in why it was too... Well, to be fair, it took me a long time to do the Marines last mission. I had to restart that so many times.
The dropship will land at the closest landing beacon to the Comtech. Select the Comtech.
That and probably that second Predator mission were the hardest for me.
Standing by.
Where's the
Notice when
damn
Comtech
beacon?
is selected, an icon of
Oh,
the dropship
there it
appears
is.
to the left of the minimap. This is a special ability icon, and any unit that has such an ability will have an icon shown
Oh,
here.
you can't destroy
Next to
them
the Comtech,
as
the
enemy
special
units,
ability
and I
is
wish you
an
could.
ordering menu that lets you order and upgrade Marines and equipment. Special abilities are accessed with the R1 button. Press it now.
Oh, R1 button. Okay.
This is the dropship menu, where you can order troops, equipment, and upgrades. Let's start.
Did you
with
finish this
Marines
one
and
as a kid?
infantry Marines.
I think I did. I can't remember if I used cheats or not, but I'm pretty sure I did. And I wasn't really a kid. I was like
Press it a few
mid-teens.
times.
Well,
Up to 6
I say
Marines.
kid.
Does
that's
that
still
count?
kids.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything pre-18 when you passed it is being a kid.
Displayed at the bottom of the screen and in the portrait view on the right. When you have a few in
Caleb
the
says,
queue,
"Don't R1
press
just yet,
square to
Marines."
confirm your order.
I thought I did. Let's see. Oh, got to do that. Okay. There we go.
Good. After confirming your order, a dropship is
There you
dispatched
have
to
to
the planet
select
with
them,
new troops aboard.
and then press the
There's
square.
a timer at the bottom of the screen that shows their ETA. The dropship will always land at the closest landing beacon to the Comtech Marine that was used to place
You
the
got
order.
it.
So if you lose your contact, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, so have a couple of contacts.
Okay, Marine you order counts
So
towards your
I'll
population
tend to,
cap, which
like,
is
when I
represented
start a
in the
mission,
lower
first thing I'll
left
do is
corner of
buy
the
another
screen.
contact, buy a
You
couple of
cannot
medics,
exceed this cap. You will notice on the dropship menu that although
and then
most
group
units
them all
count as
together.
one for population, some count as more. Now, let's purchase an upgrade. Select your Comtech again and activate the dropship menu.
Standing by.
Upgrades become available throughout the... Very good. This will immediately upgrade your current infantry and any new infantry you order.
I hope
during
this guy
mission.
got paid well for this
Exit the
game,
ordering menu
doing all
now
the
by pressing the
narration and
R1 button.
tutorials and stuff.
He was probably just one of the random
All these
developers.
troops and upgrades need to be paid for. So let's go over
Right,
how
which one of you
Marines
has
get
the best
armed.
narrator voice?
Select your Comtech and move him
Oh
north
no,
to the area
you can
marked.
hear mine in that book video if you haven't already.
True, true, true. Did you know I did some voiceover for a fan film?
I did not. Which fan film did you do?
It was me and Chris did some for the Adora files.
Was that like Perfect Organism?
No, that was Felix Burner, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, I know Perfect Organism had a web series too. That was something.
I think that was Outland. I think
Yeah,
it was.
I think you're right.
Good. You found the Atmo. This is a micro-atmosphere processor, one of many scattered about the planet. Problem is, if all
3
of
years
it
ago,
is
I think.
repaired, but that's where you come in. Your Comtech has the ability
I've actually been working on my Stargate one today.
Each Atmo that you activate will generate a steady flow of income.
Audio drama, that is.
You'd be wise to defend these devices during that time. So, let's move a
So
sentry
these
gun to
prevent
position
like
near this
Hive.
Atmo. Due
No,
south of
it's
you
just your
is a
money
synthetic
generation.
engineer
Oh.
and a sentry gun. Scroll your camera there and select the synthetic.
And Falcon says, if I remember rightly, if a facehugger attacks an ox-like animal in this game, it results in a runner-style alien. A nice nod to Alien 3. So, I believe your ox-like thing,
Synthetics carry a motion
cow-like
that
thing
allows
creates a
them to detect
drone.
enemy units
There's
before they're
little,
visible. They can also
like,
be used
warthog-type
to remove certain
things
objects
that
around
create the
maps with
runners.
sentry guns.
Humans
With the
create
synthetic
the
selected,
normal
instruct them to
warrior
pick up a sentry
aliens.
by placing your cursor
Predators
over it
obviously
and
give you the
pressing
pred
shift.
aliens. you have to malt an egg and hatch it to create the
Well done.
Praetorium,
The synthetics
and then the
can be used to
Praetorian
pick
can
up
then
new
mutate
sentry guns,
into a
as well as
Ravager
special items you'll come across
or
during your
a
missions.
carrier.
Move the synthetic
Or a
back
queen.
to the Atmo, which has been marked on your minimap, and deploy the sentry gun by pressing the R1 button.
Understood.
So if you've only been playing the Alien campaign so far, how have you been enjoying it?
It's really good. I mean, I enjoyed it playing it when I was young quite a bit. I had it on the original Xbox.
Same. But then I got it for PlayStation when I got it again.
What do you got?
Good. Next to the medic is an injured sniper. With the medic still
I'll
selected,
take care of it.
place your cursor over her and press circle to heal her. Heal the sniper to full health to complete the tutorial. Medics will also automatically start to
take care
heal
of it.
units that are damaged
I'll take
if
care of
they're
it.
nearby them.
Oh, it's just slow.
It's going.
Yay!
I'll take care of it.
Seems simple enough. That's it, right?
Think so, yep. So you can crack on with the campaign now.
All right. Thanks for bearing with me, folks. I always have to remind myself I'm using an Xbox controller with this emulator.
Yeah, but you just know the placement off by heart, surely.
Yeah. Still, it's just that muscle memory when I'm used to, like, going back, I'm pressing B instead of triangle. But I guess that's why PlayStation changed it to circle. Like, circle is back now, but back in the day, like, triangle was back. So that's why. All right. M1 violence on LV-742. Your Marines, designated Bravo Squad, have just arrived on the freighter USCSS Esmeralda. The Esmeralda is loaded with newly recruited migrant miners in support of Weyland-Yutani's mining project on LV-742. Your arrival is the culmination of an effort that was initiated some 4 years ago when a routine Weyland-Yutani probe identified this planet as rich in mineral ore. Since the discovery, the mining effort has evolved into a joint venture between Weyland-Yutani and the U.S. Colonial Marines. Bravo Squad is classified as a secondary support unit, but an unconfirmed report of a violent outbreak in your sector calls for immediate investigation. Ooh.
Luke says, when I replayed this in 2020, I didn't really find a use for the sentry guns. The game seemed to move too fast for them to really be usable. Looking forward to your playthrough for the anniversary. I would generally agree with you, yeah. I never, as a Predator, I never used the Pred guns. As a Marine, I only really used the turrets on certain missions, and that was when I needed bottlenecks, basically. They were very invaluable on, like, the first, I think it was the first mission you come across the Predators. No, or the first mission where they're the main enemy of the mission, and it used to create, like, when you destroyed one of the anti-air turrets, I think it was, the first one you destroyed, a load of them would rush to you. And there was one turret where you could create like a nice little kill zone. And they were very useful there, but yeah, in general, I never bothered with them. I love if you hover over the civilian is red, yeah.
There we go. Okay. What?
Reporting in.
Okay. Now let me do it.
Copy that.
There we go.
It's probably White Abaddon, greetings. So you're gonna trust the pathfinding, are you?
I guess that's my mistake.
Yeah, I
Okay.
would never trust the pathfinding. Go a little bit at a time.
Copy that.
I think is yeah, because your synth already ran off there.
Copy that.
That's cool. How you can see the pings.
I think they did pretty well on incorporating.
Jeez.
Pretty much all the.
So does the medic like automatically heal people?
What do you got?
He will do when he's not busy.
Can he heal himself?
Nope. That's why you always get multiple medics. So, one of the things I found playing the Marine campaign was that at the start of the mission, you would generally end up spending all your money straight away on the extra units that you needed. So you probably want to,
Affirmative.
before you crack on, order another medic and order some more infantry.
Stand by.
And get them down to you.
Okay.
Parkin says, any chance you guys will get to preview the new Aliens game similar to how you got to try Fireteam before it was released? I'd love to see your guys' opinions before purchasing.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be lovely if anybody at Focus, not Focus, is it Focus?
Well, Focus or Tyndallis.
Yeah, Focus or Tyndallis would respond to any of my queries in general. Struggling to get in touch with their press guys. So, depends if they'll kick it up. Kick in the promotion with the fan places before the game releases. We'll see. Hopefully. I'd love to because I'm very, very excited for Dark Descent.
What do you got? I'll take care of it.
White Baden says, I tried my copy of this for a little bit. It was long enough, however, to see the way pathfinding works. By that I mean how 5 of the Marines will just, for some reason, go the longest route instead of more direct route you've selected. Yeah, so that's where the markers become very helpful, because you can just set specific paths that they'll go to.
I do like the little details of the environment, like the tumbleweeds rolling by are these like bug mounds here. Those are cool.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got?
Okay, he's healing him. That's good. That's good.
I think
What do you got?
that's my only real
I'll take care of it.
issue with the game, was
Some
there was a
quality
lot
of
of
life issues and stuff.
No, it was more stopping and starting. I mean, in terms of the pace of the game. So you'd
Can you not get
slowly
through
move
here?
forward. Yeah.
He doesn't. Come on, this way. Where are you going? Yeah, his pathfinding was
So
because he
If
didn't
you
want to
do-
get through here.
if
There he
you
goes.
do,
Okay.
if you do L and circle instead, you can then create like a path for them to follow, and they'll always go to that mark before they then move on. So that's what I was talking about with using the markers to get through tight, narrow areas because of the pathfinding.
L and circle.
I think it was L and circle. Hang on, now I'm going to load up the game.
Sizzy Bubbles says, anyone played the original Fallout or Fallout 2? The kind of desert ambience reminds me of that. I need to play those already.
There is a nice variety of environments in the game, though. You'll go from like this desert environment to a like sort of volcanic wastelands. You'll go in caves, you'll go in jungles, you'll go inside bases, inside alien hives. There's a nice variety to it. There is some reuse throughout the campaigns, like there was with AVP 2 and AVP 2010, but they change the objectives and the placement of things, where you need to go, just to keep it fresh. And I found it worked very well.
I'll take care of it.
So, first mission probably pretty easy, right?
Yeah,
The
reasonably.
music is a little loud. I want you all to hear us talking.
Sorry, it's
There we go. Okay.
I lied. It's L2 and circle, and then you can do multiples as you go along to create a bunch of waypoints that they'll follow. So you create like your path.
Looks
using
like it
L2
just
and
does that
circle.
if I just press circle. It's the same effect.
No, well, circle only goes to that one place, and then if the pathfinding gets a bit screwy, you'll have units going everywhere.
Oh, well, it's operating the same for me.
I found just doing the waypoints in the tight areas was better.
Huh. Yeah, I'll have to check that later, because when I press circle, it has this effect that kind of dissipates, and when I press L2 and circle, it's the same thing. It's no difference.
Oh no, you have to hold it down. So hold L2 down.
Yeah.
Then press circle, move on a little bit more, press circle again, all while holding L2 down.
Yeah, they're just...
R2, sorry, R2. Oh my god.
Well, that would be fine.
Yes.
There we go.
I'll take care of it.
Okay, perhaps I should bring in more troops now.
Yeah, so whenever you're near the atmosphere processors, you hold there, you get the cash, you wait for the atmosphere processors to explode, and then you just order more troops with the money. Lucas says I need to disappear for the night, gang, but I shall look forward to watching the rest of the stream soon. Hope everybody has a great night. Take care. Well, thanks for joining us for a bit, Luke. It's always a pleasure to see some of the old names pop up now and again. Wyben says just wish this game didn't make the fan in my PS2 go to ludicrous speeds. Makes me think the thing's about to go nuclear. Well, it runs very well on emulation.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with some of the graphical tweaks you can make to what's it called? PCX2
or something? PCSX2 or something? All right.
PCSX2, yeah.
I'm gonna do my soapbox here for a second, so bear with me, folks. But I feel like game preservation is an important thing that companies are not taking seriously enough. To have old games be accessible on modern hardware, like it goes beyond just like they would sell well. Because I think because of nostalgia, like they would sell well, but some of these games are just lost to time, man. And at a certain point, if they're not like continuously ported over, then they could just be lost, and that's all that hard work on something creative people did gone. So I think game preservation is important, guys.
Oh, definitely.
Reporting in. Copy that.
Fortunately, we do all have our copies, though, to make it legal.
Yes, we do own physical copies of this game.
I think I still have it on PC. No, not PC. PlayStation and Xbox.
I don't think Vivendi's even around anymore. So, we have to go this way now.
Well, they got brought by Universal, didn't they, or folded
well,
into Universal?
They were Universal, but then I think Universal stopped doing their games division thing. I mean, I know they still, because there's the Jurassic World Evolution games, but there's no like Universal games division. I don't think anyway. This guy's just kind of lost. What are you doing out here?
You're doing the wrong Pathfinder. It's waypoint, remember, R2 and circle.
Okay. Is there any way to do waypoints with attack?
I don't know. To be honest. Falcon Blue says, was there not an option for spark gunner troops, or does that come later in the game? That one comes later in the game. It's usual game development of the further in the game you get, the more powerful units and everything you get.
What do you got? I'll take
Same
care
with
of
the
it.
upgrade, so even if you
no,
get
he's
access to like
Standing by. Roger that.
He's a
a unit, you then get access to their upgrades later on the next campaign.
Optional objective, or that was a primary objective. Okay, three
Optional.
of those have been. Was that an optional?
It was optional, yeah.
Okay.
So I tend to find there was the game did make use of maze-like layouts as well, like you'll find with this mission as well. Perhaps maze-like's a bit too generous a term, but
Sizzy Bubble says DreamWorks Games was part of Universal, I think, but that's gone. Yeah, that was also a thing. I remember the Lost World PlayStation game was one of my first games on the original PlayStation, and I loved it. It was very difficult, but I was quite into that game.
that was the side-scroller where you played the compy to start with, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah,
I think
that one.
it was so frustrating that they Mike's Monsters made me aware of this. they released an anniversary edition where you played as the T-Rex first, because they found, I think, too many people just abandoned the game when you only had this first full chapter as the compy. So with the anniversary one, or it was like the greatest hits edition or something, they had you play as the T-Rex first, so people would stick with the game.
Standing by.
Lucy says, I like the Wayland Yutani Spec Ops armor in Fireteam Elite. Reminds me of the upgraded infantry in this. Yeah, I could see that. Upgrade those infantry, Adam. That's one of the first things you got to do early too, as well. Well, I'm watching the stream. I'm watching it a little bit later than you. Remember, there's a delay.
Oh, that's right. Well, you should just let me stream it to you on Discord, and there won't be a delay.
Oh, you can do. I'm just watching the stream. I do like that the appearances do change when you upgrade the units as well.
So one thing that's kind of cool in this game that Aaron made me aware of is this pause time, which, you know me, I like my photo modes, but this has a, let's see how you do it here. There's a way to move the camera here. Oh, come on.
You might not be able to angle it for
this bit.
For what you're looking for here.
No,
yeah.
it should let me. Let's see.
Quantum Neural Networking says this needs to be recreated using the Unreal Engine. So, there have been several attempts to rebuild this game from fans over the years. Unfortunately, none of them have ever been completed, as is generally the case when it comes to fan projects. There was a guy recreating the Jaguar AVP in Unreal as well. He
So
got pretty...
you can get pretty close to these models. But I swear there's a way to tilt the camera, because I've done it before. There's a way to tilt the camera while it's in pause time mode. I'm just trying to remember what it was. Oh, there it is. Okay, that's weird. You have to click and hold in the right thumbstick. So yeah, you can get quite close
okay,
to these
nice.
models, which not a lot of real-time strategy games would let you do at the time. So it's kind of cool. Like if a big battle was going on, you could get some nice screenies, which we will do for our anniversary coverage. I will be on that.
Christopherson says, what do you guys think of the Predator base in the later missions? Does it keep that biomechanical tribal details from Predator 2? I don't know if we've got that far yet. Do you remember it?
I mean, the shrine kind of has that Predator 2 vibe, seems like.
I mean, there was some sort of vibe of that in there, but it wasn't quite to the extent that, like, Primal Hunt would do, you know, the Predator 2 style bases and things like that. But it was nice. I enjoyed that. White Baden says they look similar to the AVP2 models. That's because this game used a lot of AVP2 assets. Which was apparently, if I remember the wording rightly, on some of the interviews, was to have a visual consistency between the games of the era. I'm sure it was very helpful in also being able to speed up the development. You'll find there's a lot of the sound effects as well are from AVP2. You know, the snipers later on are basically the same sort of pained sounds of Johnson, I think. Trash Picture Show says, lads, do you think this new foe in Aliens Dark Descent is a throwback to the Bugmen from the Aliens comic? The picture show, that was my immediate thought when we saw some of the bad guys. You know, I love me some alien mutated folk.
First mission complete.
Although I'm curious to see more about the lore regarding them. I just hope it's not too out there. The Bugmen only just about worked for me. fact, I never really liked them the first time round. It wasn't until I reread Clone and Marines, about 10 years ago, I was like, you know what? These are actually, yeah, I actually enjoy these. Italian Gamer said the game just needed some skirmish maps, local and online multiplayer. Some PS2 games had online capability. So this game was in development before online capability for either PS2 or Xbox was officially sort of released and announced. So rather than put the game back, they just went, just crack on with it. We'll put a good one out as much as we can, because there was like no development stuff from Sony or Microsoft while they were working on it. Coco says, I have a feeling it might be something similar, Trash, like maybe the chest bursters inside them is mutating them since it can't be born. I think it's going to be the chest bursters purposefully being stunted.
Alistair says, sorry, I haven't read the comics. Who are the Bugmen? I'll leave that to you to explain, Aaron.
So the Bugmen were kind of what they sound like. They were people that were mutated to resemble alien-ish kind of creatures. Well, creatures is probably a bad term. They were more coherent and human than that. But yeah, Ernst Clyde, it's not Ernest, it's Ernst. Kleist from Rogue ended up being this, the father, I think they called him. Mad figure who was using royal jelly to basically turn people into alien-esque creatures, Adam and I talk about this all the time, with his advertisement to the black goo in the newer, in the newer universe, and I'm like, mate, it's existed all along as the royal jelly, so it's doing things like what, at least in that particular story, it was mutating people like the Accelerant would in later comics. Although I'm fairly sure the All-Father should have been Paul Church, and it was changed later on.
I will never be fully on board with your black goo nonsense.
Look, I'm used to it. Like I said, I've had the royal jelly all along, so I'm used to there being some substance in the alien universe.
Yeah, but that was just in the comics.
That's fine.
So this flame unit here is pretty cool looking. He's got this like armor
That's
on.
all, and that's another AVP2 reuse.
Yeah, the model seems similar. It looks like they changed the color a bit though, and like his mask is a little different than the AVP2 one.
I think when you upgrade him as well, you'll get a different look to him that I think's a little bit more closer.
So we are making a bit of money here. So I will take my Comtech and I will. Oh, I have a bunch of upgrades here. I'll upgrade my medic.
No, don't do upgrades first. Get your units in.
Alright.
Get another medic. Get another Comtech. Lucy says, I have my technician loadout named Comtech on Fireteam Elite. Love the bestiary in AVP Extinction. Hope Dark Descent has one. Yeah, I hope so too. I like that kind of thing.
Yeah, the model viewers are great. The Resident Evil games do that a lot. But yeah, I'll pop in the bestiary here real quick and we can see the Marine models. The face just put on that like 2 poly, the front of the head. That's great. Just the face texture. We have our medic here.
Trash Picture Show says, also guys, does it ever frustrate you a lot that a lot of the Alien Expanded media is set around 2171, like the way Star Wars is set in the original trilogy timeline? Give us a story nearer to Alien Resurrection. I don't find it frustrating, I'll be honest. And it's one of those ones where I'm not terribly keen on going near Resurrection because of the quality of the film. I'm one of the people that tries to find.
Resurrection's a good movie.
Well, why bait, Adam? Why are you baiting?
It is a good movie. I mean, it took me many years to realize that, but
it's a movie that's got things I enjoy in it, but it is not a good movie. I do not like the color palette. I do not like the camera choices. Do not like the delivery. But there's things in it I like. But yeah, I mean, a lot of what we had that's near there Dead Orbit was near that time period, wasn't it? Sea of Sorrows is after it, because that tries to fix the state of the universe.
Yeah, they all do Aliens, Alien 3 time, because that's, you know, everybody loves aliens, including me. So,
I mean, I like to have my stuff just set after Alien 3, to be honest.
I think
Just that nice little...
Well, yeah, I mean, Alien 3 took place right after Aliens, so, I mean, that makes sense. But Aliens is the one that really made the universe feel big, I think.
That's the one that turned it into a franchise.
Yeah.
Reporting in.
All right, let's
Yeah,
get
like,
the show on the road.
It's just not a desire I tend to really have, because I prefer the, you know, the Aliens aesthetic, Alien and Aliens aesthetic more than the aesthetic of the Auriga.
There were things I liked about the Auriga, like a rustic kind of gothic look, but it did get a bit too samey, I thought, with only some of the rooms having a distinct feel. Like the basketball court was really cool, but all the hallways just seemed overly samey.
Well, that's because it was probably, I think it was like one or two
Reused, yeah.
hallway sets just used again. I don't find Resurrection that visually interesting of a film, and I say that as somebody who loves, you know, Jean-Pierre Genie's other stuff.
They did a lot of good things with lighting, though, in Resurrection.
I do find Ripley 8 far more interesting than people give her credit for, though.
Any advice as to how I should go about this mission, Aaron?
Well, do you want me to spoil things?
Well, it says go network relay from the storage yard to the northeast, so I go to the upper left portion of the map, right? Or is that that's the yellow thing. Okay.
Box. Yes, there's a box telling you where to
Okay,
go.
sorry, I was confused. Optional is kill the queen of the hive. Okay.
Alistair Ray says, I would like to see a story set after Resurrection explaining the return of Weyland-Yutani. That story is called Aliens Sea of Sorrow, my friend.
And it brings psychics from the Starship Troopers universe into Alien.
No, he's not a psychic, he's an empathic. That could have been handled better. I would have preferred him to have been a relation to Ripley 8. Lucy says it's not very good. It's been a while since I've read it. I remember it being reasonably strong for what it was, which I would say the same of all those. That initial trilogy.
Man, how do I get over there? Was I going the right way?
No, it is down and up basically.
Okay, so
if I remember this map.
Down and up on the right hand side.
Yeah, if I remember this map well enough. There's a lot of mazy kind of setups to the map. You'll find yourself looping around and doing things like that. For a lot of the maps, sorry. My first run-throughs of pretty much all the missions were basically just exploring the entire map. Which doesn't have, you know, with the game being this old and its format, it doesn't have, like, lots of the... You know, like how AVP2 rewards you going off the beaten path with things like the story notes and things like that. This game doesn't, which is a shame. So it doesn't reward exploration so much. You know, you can zoom out, by the way. No, you do right thumbstick to zoom out when you're just normally playing.
Look at that little guy.
That's good, isn't it? Trash Picture Show says, Sea of Sorrows annoyed the shite out of me. It was set 300 years after Resurrection, which is set 200 years after 3, but they're using atmosphere processors and dropships. Well, I mean, they're not necessarily the same designs that I remember. Probably just terminology. Falcon Blue says, I'd also love to see more content after Alien 3. Looking forward to the new Bishop book doing that. Having Epone's brother as a character seems on the nose. Everybody's siblings don't need to be in it. Yeah, that was a conversation we had on the boards recently as well. You know, I was really up for this part of the Bishop book synopsis, and then it mentioned bringing in Epone's family to it, and I was like, you know what? Now you've jumped the shark for me. I really hope this is the last of Titan doing Aliens, the adventures of families.
Yeah, it's like, come on. I do hope we get some more announcements from Titan, though, because it just seems like they're, it's been kind of quiet on that front.
Well, last year wasn't their best year, in my opinion.
I think it was their worst year, if we're being honest.
It was very much their worst year, yeah.
I mean, they had some good ones, like
the anthologies.
Yeah, the anthologies were good. It was nice to finally get an AVP anthology and the Predator one.
Yeah.
So the ones we helped out with were good. That's what we're saying.
Basically. What else was there? There was Inferno's Fall. I enjoyed Inferno's.
Yeah, that one was good.
Colony War was absolute, genuinely offensive dog shit. Vasquez was kind of nothing. Interesting bits, but it didn't really land the package. The AVP one before, I still can't bring myself to read any more of.
I gotta read that one. See, that should be. Although our book podcasts, I don't know if they're the most popular, are they?
They're not. No.
Yeah.
The EU stuff isn't massively popular. It seems to be more the film retrospectives.
I got a hidden camp in here. Where are you guys going?
Copy that.
This way.
Remember, use your
Yeah,
waypoints.
I am. What? No, guys, stop!
What do you got?
Oh my god.
Reporting in.
Pathfinding in RTS games, it is historically brilliant.
Why are you so confused? This guy really wants to go the other way. No, this way. Yes. Thank you.
Reporting in. Copy that.
He says Marines don't take orders very well.
Copy that.
That's fair, Lucy. You know, it's dull and uninventive. She's saying as things like still using atmosphere, process and dropships. But that's probably not going to be one that gets revisited very often, should I say. And Kalen brings up a good point there as well. That's the problem with having stories set too far removed from what we've seen timeline-wise. They either stop resembling what we know and love about the franchise, or everything is still just the same. Trash Picture says, you going for much longer? Want me to throw out a Twitter plug? We're probably going to be playing for another hour or so, won't we, Adam?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, by all means, very much appreciated. Yeah, and Caleb, you're very right. That's why I like to have things set around the Alien 3 timeline, because it retains, you know, a lot of what we love about Aliens. And having it in Alien, you know, between the gap, gives it a bit more freedom. Even though Alien Resurrection negates the EU with that one line. But it's fine, there was the big deletion. That's why nobody remembers the alien invasion of Earth. It was just the big deletion, right, Adam?
That's right. Those were fun comics,
liked,
though.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I liked Civilized Beasts more than Thrill to Hunt.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But they were fun. But there was like a 4-year gap between? No, it wasn't 4 years. 3 years? There was a significant gap between the release of Thrill of the Hunt and Civilized Beasts.
Well, another thing is we've had a lot of stories in the EU now that are between Alien and Aliens, like Alien Isolation, all the Zula Hendrix stuff, you know.
That's pushing it now, though.
What do you mean?
That's pushing the believability of them not knowing.
Yeah, true. It is. I'm just saying there's been a lot of stories in that time frame now between the Alien and Aliens.
I was happy when it was just isolation and destroying angels.
Yeah, we had Resistance, Rescue. What was that big?
Those two comics near
Defiance.
enough.
That was all in between Alien and Aliens.
Resistance and Rescue just ruined that entire period for me.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the only good post-isolation Amanda Ripley story is Blackout.
Reporting in.
Yeah.
Standing by.
Christopherson says, what's a setting or biome would be awesome or incredible place for an all-out battle between predators, xenos, and clone.
Underwater base. Underwater base. Hell yeah.
That would be cool. Yeah, I'd dig that. But to speak more broadly, rather than just a battle, you know, I still want to see that jungle hive. You know, I still want to see that show up. I quite liked 3 World War when they were on the the sand planet, and you had like the aliens coming up from the under the sand. I thought that was fantastic imagery.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm quite liking the new series actually, Thor. Although I feel like we pronounce that different. How do you pronounce that?
What?
Thor.
Thaw.
Thaw.
We do Thaw. You do Thor. You do Thor. We do Thaw.
Oh, Thor it. Only the first issue's out so far, but that's like an icy locale, and I actually quite like the icy locale. It gives
the Thing vibes. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's why I was initially excited about Dead Space 3, but then Dead Space 3 kind of sucked. Well, it didn't suck. I played through it finally, the whole thing, but it was severely disappointing. And if they ever get to a remake of Dead Space 3, I hope it's more of a reimagining. Dead Space 1 and 2, though, faithful remakes would be best. Lucy says, and even then, Blackout's not much of a story. Yeah, it just had the right vibes, I think, for her character. It wasn't much of a story, but to have her do this whole Wayland Yutani, like, we're the Resistance thing, it just makes it feel weird when Burke's like, oh yeah, she just, you know, she was old and died and, like, caused us a whole bunch of problems with her military unit through the years. And then, not to mention what we find out about her in Colony War. So, yeah, they kind of took that character a bit too far in the EU, I think. Not that if they were to ever do an Isolation 2, I would be totally down for Amanda again, but I do think it would maybe be stronger if they just had a different character for an Isolation sequel.
I wouldn't want Amanda back. You know, they pulled it off in the first place, I think was a bit of a miracle. You know, it ended up having a real strong emotional core to it that worked. And you know how it is when something's good, we tend to forgive it a bit more. The misconceptions to it. I don't think they can keep pulling that off, as we've seen with the EU, with the comics. You know.
Oh, I hear a queen.
I think you're a bit away from the queen.
Is she this other way? This way?
She is top corner, top left corner-ish.
Okay, we'll go get her. Come on, guys, stick together.
Jetlags has joined us. Welcome, Sarah. She says, I enjoyed the first installment of Thor 2, but I was surprised they were so quick for XX121 to become part of the story. Well, they seem to be... The new series is down to 5 issues rather than 6, like the first 3 arcs have been. So I assume they're just getting us in there quicker. Which I think was fine. I mean, it's not like they threw the aliens at you straight away properly, so it worked okay for pacing for me.
My dude's throwing up black goo.
You need to heal him. Black goo has been in the... I'm telling you, black goo has been around for a long time, my friend. Falcon. Okay, now Falcon's gonna make me a fucking hypocrite. Can't wait for them to do a novel about Morse's long lost nephew campaigning to get Space Beast released. Morse is the only character I would like them from the films, other than Ripley 8, to do comics and books about. I would like to see Morse after Alien 3, because I can totally see like the company or some member of the company kidnapping him as a consultant for him to know fuck all about everything. He's the one I want to see revisited, and it's why I like how much the RPGs made a use of Space Beast. White Baden says, I would like to see the pathogen in Isolation 2. Question mark.
No. That was
triggered.
that was one of the reasons I loved Isolation so much, is it felt like it only really took into account Alien and maybe a little sprinkle of Aliens, but it felt like pure distilled OG Alien sequel, which was very refreshing after all of the prequel stuff. And in my book, I know the prequels are divisive. I know people like them. I still watch them. I watched Covenant on Alien Day, and I find things I like about them. But sometimes, and I hope this is the case with today's film, it just ignores that.
Copy that.
Because I'm OG AVP2 pilot race. That's my jam, dog. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but what about what I learned yesterday that I told you about?
What'd you learn?
About the space jockeys.
Copy that.
Did you tell me about that?
Yes.
What
We
is
just spoke about it yesterday.
You'll have to
So
remind me.
I've been watching the long plays of Aliens comic
Oh,
book.
well, that
adventure.
doesn't count. That was just
And that
wacky
totally
nonsense.
counts. That totally counts. So I've been watching long plays of a comic book adventure, so I don't have to try and play it myself, because fuck point and click games basically. is my,
No, what?
It looks frustrating as hell. You know this, but that's an entirely other thing. But yeah, so I've been watching it rather than playing it, skipping around the long plays. And a comic book adventure is this hidden gem from, I think it was 95, where it basically suggests that the space jockeys are actually the next evolved form of the aliens, and that the reason, in so many words, it was really weird. They put, but in so many words, the reason the space jockeys go after and sterilize the plants with the aliens on is the same sort of reason that some female insects kill the male insects after mating. It didn't really make too much sense, I'll be honest, but I was sort of like, lol, this is brilliant. This is hilarious. I've never heard something from the official media so wacky like this, but whatever.
So these hive nodes heal the aliens, right? So it's good to
Yes.
pick them up.
Yeah.
Ooh, we got
And
her.
it also acts as like a thing they can see. Trash Picture Show says, I'd love to see Alien Isolation 2 set during the fall of Hadley's Hope from Newt's perspective. So that was something that they actually... I think it was Gary
Considered,
Napper.
right?
Yeah. Well, no, I don't think it was considered so
Why-
much as it was a I would like to do this.
He had a chest burst.
And I think it was Gary Napper suggested it, one of the designers on Isolation. It was like, if I could do anything, I'd love to do this.
I mean, it would make sense in the aliens timeline to keep the whole "you can't kill the alien" thing if you played as a child in the second game, but you know that would be sensitive subject matter for sure. But I mean, it could just, maybe there's only a sequence as Newt. Like, you could maybe switch perspectives of various survivors in the colony, but then I guess it would have to ignore all the subsequent stories that have been set
Yeah.
in that, like the RPG scenario and River of Pain. So
Well, that's all going to go flying out the window at some point anyway. It inevitably does.
Chris, welcome to the stream.
Look who's finally decided to... What, have you seen my message yet? Although I do think if they were to do an Isolation 2, I would just want them to follow on the play style. Not necessarily, you know, a
Not make the
continuation.
aliens killable.
Yeah, or...
Oh, there's another queen. Oh shit. I got her.
I don't think there is. Is there?
Yeah, that was the second one.
Oh shit, yeah. Guess the hive got a little out of hand. And Chris says it was indeed Napa. Was that when we were at Eurogamer, Chris? Was that the panel they gave them?
That is kind of cool that you can shoot infected humans.
Yes. Well, it's not even infected, mate. Once your Marines go down, you can shoot them. Otherwise, the aliens can come and take them away as hosts.
But you can't like revive them or anything.
No, you can't. You can't revive them. And Falcon asks, was Space Beast an idea from Joss Whedon's script or the novel? I forget the name of the author. I just know it wasn't Alan Dean Foster. So it was A.C. Crespin, that did the novel for Resurrection. It was in the novel, but I don't remember if it was in any of the scripts because I have not read any of the Resurrection scripts. I'll be honest.
Shoot, I think I'm... Oh no, I do have some contact guys left.
Caleb says then just have them escape to LV223 like they do in Fire and Stone. Alistair Ray says, I prefer the River of Pain explanation of how Holy's Hope fell, but that's just me. River of Pain, that whole trilogy, that initial trilogy, while generally strong in my opinion, 6, 7s out of 10s, they all did things that I disagreed with. And River of Pain, like the inclusion of the Clone Marines was a real fucking misstep for that book that really pulls you out of it. And then there's things like the geography of the derelict being incorrect that's fucking annoying. That at least... Oh, I forgot his name. Dirk Maggs fixed a little bit when it came to the audio drama adaptations. So you need to select the synthetic to pick up the...
I'm just looking at the dropship.
Thingy.
Man, these things do pretty well landing in these caves, huh?
Sarah says, that story, as far-fetched as it is, makes the engineers 100 times more interesting. I'll take anything at this point. I assume you're talking about the comic book interpretation. Now, I just thought it was funny in its ridiculousness. It's not the way I would ever have interpreted them or want them to go with that. Chris says, yes, I think it was Eurogamer. Gary Napper spoke about his Newt dream.
Lucy says, is largely mid. That's what the Gen Z folks are saying these days, right? Like, that's the new average, is mid. It was mid.
You ever feel old?
I'm hip. Taka, 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 taka.
Oh, you got to pick up your thing first.
Wait. This.
Yeah, so your synthetic unit,
okay.
select him on his own.
Understood. Understood.
Pick it up.
Reporting in. Copy that.
I'd love for them to revisit this genre, though. Brett Moore says, you all think Alien Dark Descent looks decent. I think it looks really fucking interesting,
Yeah.
and I cannot wait
I'm very stoked
to get my hands on that game. It was the game I never knew I wanted, basically.
But the more we see about it, the more interesting we find it.
I'm really interested in that game.
It's amazing.
Not long to wait, though. Not long. Next month.
I know, jeez.
Though it's end of next month, isn't it?
Can't believe it's that soon. I can't get out this way, can I? Do I have to go back up top again? Back up to like this area?
Nope. Just keep going up from where you were.
I don't see a way to go up, man, because this was just one big... Or is it here?
No, so go back to where you picked up the debris.
Yeah, I think it's this way.
Yes, that's right. Christopherson says, do you think we might see the return of the original first Alien script xenomorph, the one with the almost star-shaped head tip? I assume you're talking more about the interpretation that the comic had, the original screenplay comic had. Brett Moore says, "Yeah, I'm interested as well. Just tired of being burned." Well, the thing is, at the minute, a lot of what we're getting is purely AA games. Let's be frank. And I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that. You just have to go in with some appreciation of the fact that yes, they are not AAA titles. They are not.
But you would say
things with the
Isolation was AAA.
Isolation was AAA.
Or
Yeah.
like AVP 2010 was AAA. Even though those games probably didn't have the budgets of a lot of AAA games.
Copy that.
But that's what they were competing with. That's what level they were on. But not now. Not at the minute. We are now getting more budget games. And I try to remember that.
I mean, we've got a lot of hours of play out of games like Hunting Grounds and Fireteam Elite.
The Trash Picture Show says the book trilogy bugged the shite out of me. Ripley having her memory wiped like C-3PO. The Marine's already on LV 426, and didn't they mess up where the Auriga crashes?
The only thing that made no sense was
So-
Ripley's harpoon gun, because that was still there when they opened the Narcissus. and
Well,
Aliens.
I mean, they also forgot the second cryo tube on the Narcissus.
Right. Yeah.
Which, to be fair, you know what? I remember never really noticing that. That was a detail that I missed for ages. But yeah, like I said, there's lots of conceits in that trilogy that are distracting and sort of pull it down a bit. You know, the big red button of my initial read through was super distracting because I was like, so are they dealing with this? And that's the thing that pulled most of my focus and attention.
Mike DeLeonardo Jr., welcome to the stream, as well as Xander House says AVP Galaxy rocks. Hey all, well thank you.
Yo,
We
guys.
always appreciate your simping.
Falcon Blues I wonder if Morse's character has a role in the Bishop novel. Surely they would have wanted information from him. Seems a lot more plausible than Napoleon's brother. Yeah, it does. It does. I don't know.
Uh-oh, I lost a
I-
contact.
I don't feel massively confident about that book now, which is a shame. But I mean, I'll give it a go, of course.
Yeah, we got multiple Praetorians here. Woo.
Sarah says also we're assuming that Michael Bishop will be human. He's going to be human. I think that's just the way of it now. Brett says Alien Isolation Fireteam were the most recent really good Alien games. I feel like developers are scared of investing in the property. Well, the series is always going to have a stain on it now, thanks in part to Clone Marines. Sega wasn't shy about the fact that Isolation didn't do good enough for them, even though it did it did great.
Uh-oh. I
Didn't do
dropped
good enough.
my satellite because my synthetic died.
Oh. Lucy says, didn't they forget the second and third cryotubes according to the blueprints? So the third cryotube seems to have been an invention for the blueprint that wasn't there in the film, because I think you can see the second one in the film, and the third one I don't know where they got
Whoa,
that
there's a
one from.
Predator thing here.
Yes there is. That's the surprise of this mission.
Unknown object.
You gotta kill it, get rid of it.
Yes.
Chevy says, hey, AA is fine. Look at Slytherin's Starship Troopers game. That was great fun, relatively cheap, and the playtime was good, giving us good value for money. Yes, well, that was great. You know, I'm surprised at how much value I did get out of that game. And of course, they then also brought out a scenario editor to get even more of your value out of the game, which is not something a lot of things do at the minute.
You can repair androids. That's cool.
Yes, that's a cool feature. And I'm looking forward to the next Starship Troopers game. I forget what it was called. Chris, you'll have to remind me, but the squad-based shooter. I'm really looking forward to that. Trash Picture Show says, what are you more excited for, Alvarez's movie or the TV show? Lucy says the TV show will be more weird. Lucy's also biased there. She's a very big fan of Legion. Needs to be known. What about you, Adam?
It's difficult. I'm very excited for both of them. I feel like I think the Perfect Organism guys made this prediction that today's movie will be more kind of Prey, like back to basics, like, hey, let's get back to what people loved about the first two Alien films. And I think it'll pull that off really well. It'll just be a really intense OG Alien feeling movie, which I think honestly we need that after the divisive prequels. I think Holly's series will be more experimental and weird, but probably in a different way than Ridley has done. And I think both work well in the Alien universe. And honestly, I think a series format would be better for that. So I'm really excited for both. We know a lot more about the series, the direction of the story and stuff like that. With today's movie, we don't honestly know very much. We know a little bit, but not too much.
I am excited for what I think Fede's film is going to be. You know, having seen Don't Breathe, having seen Evil Dead, in my head, you know, that's the kind of thing we're going to be getting with Alien.
Understood.
Is this intense, fucking
Good luck.
intense tension, film that I think is, I agree. It's going to be more of a back to basics, back to the horror of Alien kind of mentality.
See if he makes it.
That's
should have given him some friends, huh?
I'm sure we're fine. That's what I'm excited for, because what we do know of, I don't know if I think I've said it, but you know, I'm not convinced with Hawley's stuff. You know, because we obviously know a bit more about that, given you know the concept art that we've been leaking over the year, and I'm not convinced. I think a lot is going to ride on the ability of the actors of that project. So we'll see. But I'm definitely more excited for Fede's thing. Schwip says, "Yo, I love this game." Yeah, man, I've so enjoyed going back and revisiting this.
Yes.
Do you feel accomplished now that you've beaten it?
Oh yeah, God, yeah.
Understood.
It was the game I could never do as a kid. So to have gone back and actually finished it all off, I'm very accomplished. Lucy says the problem I have with Hunting Grounds being the fact that when it goes offline it will be nothing. You cannot say the same for Fireteam Elite. Yeah, I mean it was great that they had the bots in place for Fireteam Elite straight away. Brett says the screenshot with the facehugger and the spaceship hull looks like the Isolation timeline almost, and having that emergency save point doesn't, you know,
Earlier today,
goes towards that feeling, and I got a big fucking thrill out of seeing that.
Yeah.
They are not responding to inquiries.
Crash Picture Show says, lads, what was it with the wanker from IGN who went dunking on Isolation, putting it in the same category as Aliens, Clone Marines? Was that the spanner that gave Isolation a bad score? Yes. What was his name? Ryan?
McCaffrey.
Something?
And it's funny because like he was very gushy over Fireteam Elite, and he did all the coverage of that, and now with Dark Descent he did like a preview of that, and he's like, oh, I can't wait to play more, it's so good.
Yeah, it did kind of feel like a kick in the teeth that they got so much early access coverage of those games, especially with it being
what's with this medic guy?
He's not a medic.
Oh, Mr. Hirsch, right.
Go in your start menu, it'll tell you about him in there.
Assistant to Dr. Kadinsky. As a non-combat observer, he must survive the mission. Okay.
Falcon says, do we have any ideas for release dates for either the Alien movie or the TV series?
We just have to hope that because it's in pre-production, we have to hope the series is not impacted by the WGA strike, because it's kind of right in that area where it could be.
Depending on how long the strike goes on, the TV is now not starting production until September.
Oh, really? Did you hear about that?
Yeah, so it was in the last production weekly update.
Oh, I see. Well,
Um,
damn.
s- so depends how long the strike's going to go on, I guess.
Oh, I don't get a Comtech in this mission, do I?
Is that what it said? I can't remember.
Well, I don't know. I don't see one. Bravo Squad.
Was this a mission where you have to meet up with other people?
Maybe.
So that was another.
Okay.
That was another thing. Yeah, there. Search for and rescue the Marine squads. So that was another thing I liked about the game is they did switch up like that kind of stuff. You know, some missions you'd spawn in without you.
They're the little predator hounds and predators.
I think the Kern, aren't they? They're the things that make runners as an alien.
Will do.
Xander says, can't wait to see AVP Galaxy cameos in the Hulu series and Dark Descent. No.
As much as that would be fun. Probably won't happen.
I'd still like to get on a set one day.
Oh, yeah.
I very nearly got on Covenant set. I was so disappointed when that fell through.
Probably nothing to explore up here, huh?
So, yeah. I wish there was more story elements that prompted some exploration. It says you left a dude behind.
Where? Oh.
On your map.
Well, he just wants to run into a wall, apparently.
Trash Picture Show says, Prey 2. What do you want? Edo, Era, Japan, American Civil War, World War One. When do you see the next one set?
I mean, the samurai idea is definitely one that's been thrown around a lot, and the books have done it, and it could be cool. Or we could just get the continuation. That's the big question, right? Do we get the continuation to Naru's story where more predators show up and we really find out how Elder got the pistol, or do we leave that to our imagination and we do another period piece?
I just do another period
I think the reaction to Prey was strong enough that if they did do another one, it would be another period piece. Because it did well, so why wouldn't they do it again? You know, I don't think we'll be getting as cool as it would be. I don't think we'll be getting another attempt at a modern day Predator movie next, or a future based Predator movie. I just don't see that happening.
I would rather. I don't want to see them. I don't want to see them do another Naru story. Because I can't see them killing her, is the thing. So I don't think Greyback getting the pistol would be massively satisfying.
Well, they could do something like the original story was her and Farrell teaming up to fight the Trappers. So they could do something along those lines with Elder instead. As much as people hate the team-ups.
Yeah. But honestly, I'd rather just see them enjoy the period pieces for a little bit. You know, I want that World War One or World War Two story.
But yeah, did we say our predictions as to when those would come out? I'm thinking we'll be seeing Fidei's movie before or on next Alien Day.
I think it makes sense for probably after.
Really?
On or after. On or after.
On would be cool if we had an Alien movie come out on Alien Day.
Well, I mean, if it's still, so I know, PO had mentioned it getting a theatrical premiere was the terminology they used, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But Prey also got a theatrical premiere, but it was a streaming release. So it depends whether it's going to cinema or whether it's going to streaming. Because if it's just a theatrical premiere with the streaming release, it could come out any day. But if it's going to the cinema, then they generally... cinema week starts on a Friday. And they'll have previews possibly 2 days before. So it's a guess as to release then. There you go, you've got your contact now.
Mm-hmm.
Devi says, I just don't understand why they don't make an AVP movie. We all want Preds, Aliens and Clone Marines. Because AVP is seen as the bastard stepchild of the lot. because of the reception of the films, basically.
Well, make better films. I mean, the concept is strong enough that
It is.
persisted in the expanded universe for this long. So
I'm hoping that they'll take the plunge. If Freddy's film does well enough, I'm hoping they'll take the plunge and do an AVP film, and they'll do it like we all want.
I mean, look at compare the Predator to Prey, right? Look at the difference of quality there.
Yeah.
I mean, those are both Predator movies, so it can be done.
Indeed. Xander, I finally got around to watching Transmission a couple of days ago. Did you film the bits with the model ship, or did you make the model and ship it off? I'm curious. The Trash Picture Show says they kidnap her to take her to the preserve, and she fucks with the ship and it crashes in Japan. Far-fetched, I know, he says. Alistair says, I still and will continue to love the first AVP movie. I certainly warmed up to it over the years. But objectively speaking, it's still not the AVP that the majority of us wanted.
The first one is a fun movie, though, and I really did love the creature effects and the production design.
Yeah, the production design was top-notch in that film. It looks so much more expensive than it was. It looks great. Now, I actually quite like the Black Resurrection aliens.
Yes.
I think they look good.
Understood.
Are they supposed to pick those? Oh, yeah. Okay, there we go.
Yes.
Falcon says, have you guys got any plans to do a playthrough of the Alien 3 game? The SNES and Sega versions were quite different, especially in graphics and side missions. No immediate plans, but
we do have
probably...
We do have a plan for an Alien 3 The Gun video, though. So we've been working on that one. So... But I did try that, because there's games you can just play through your browser, like old retro games, and I tried Alien 3, and you could play it fine, just like we did with the AVPs. So it's not a bad idea for a live stream.
We'll get to them all eventually. There's just a lot of things to cover and to do, and of course, because we're so reactive, I suppose. Is that the right word? You know, like we're doing this because the anniversary is coming up. You know, that finally prompted us to do it.
Order a few more dudes.
But then there are some of the older games that I have to wonder if they'd be terribly interesting for playthroughs. So things like Trilogy, as much as I'm fond of it, you know, it's not massively interesting to watch, I don't think.
Trilogy, I think we'd be better off, just because there's a lot of repetition in the levels. We'd be better off just doing a selection of levels, I think, because that is a long game. And it's like level chapters where the levels really look similar. So if we could find like the best level of a particular chapter and just do those, I think that could make for a better video.
Go ahead.
I mean, it's the same thing I think we'd struggle with like the Alien 3 adaptations as well.
I'm on it.
Xander says, he answers your question and says, I didn't. Our talented team member Maj filmed everything. I shipped out the miniatures, ship landing pad, and extra bits. Yeah, it looked really cool with the rain coming down on it. That was, I thought that was very awesome little model you put together.
Well, congrats to both of you there. Yeah, I really like the model stuff. It looked great.
I'm on it.
And I will say that we might have a fan film in development on our own. Maybe. We will have to see
How things pan out.
That would probably be by next Alien Day if it happened.
Swine Rider says, what do you think would be the most important about a proper AVP movie? That's a good question.
That's, yeah, because it's like...
There's a lot to it, I think.
I think what
And a lot
everyone
of it is a
wanted,
little
right? sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think a lot of them are superficial details as well, but there are things that make it feel AVP, because I think a lot of us want it to be either more like the comic, the original comic, or more like the games, or I suppose AVP 2 specifically.
Yeah. Well, I feel like, first of all, everyone wanted it in the future, right? So just give people that for one. I think having the Colonial Marines, because they haven't been seen for a long time, given like how popular they were in Aliens, have them have a central role. So I think if you just made a really cool like action war film with Colonial Marines where the aliens and the Predators show up, like it could be a cool formula, I think.
I think there's lots of ways to do it, but again, you know, it's a lot of it's superficial details of it being set in the future, it being, you know, intense kind of action related, Colonial Marines and stuff like that. Lucy says, every Alien and Predator film is yucky aside from the first three of each franchise and Prey. Despite my appreciation for things in the other entries, I just feel praising them is misguided. I think it's a stretch to even say the first three if you're going to go that, like that. Because as much as I enjoy Alien 3, you know, it is a deeply flawed film and a deeply messy film. Predators, again, as much as I stand by that film, you know, that was a done on the quick and on the cheap kind of film that could have been better. But, you know, like you say later on as well, finding something entertaining no matter fucking how base it is. Feeling old again. That's not a crime. So it doesn't matter really. You know, even if they're not all around great packages, you can still appreciate and enjoy them, and it doesn't have to adapt to something being base or whatever. There's objectively good and objectively bad films, I think, even if there is a lot of subjectivity involved in it. Xander says thank you and that's awesome. If you need help, I'm not saying you do, let me know. I would love to do something for AVP
Oh yeah,
Galaxy.
we'll definitely hit you up. Should development go well here in the next few months, I will definitely hit you up. Yeah, I think that's what Aaron thought you meant, Lucy, was based. Something be based or it be cringe, right? Is that how it works?
I just try to avoid it. Internet slang these days, I'm not gonna lie.
Based, cringe, and mid. Those are the ranking tiers now, apparently.
Go ahead.
But I think based actually has a specific meaning, which is like respect for just doing your thing regardless of what the reaction is. I think that's kind of what it means.
Come on, let's have a look.
What does buzzed mean?
The word used when you agree with something or when you want to recognize someone for being themselves.
Okay, so it's kind of a double meaning.
And unique or not caring what others think, especially common in online political slang. The opposite of cringed, sometimes the opposite of biased.
Well, that was good. That was a good read-through of a definition. See, that could be a good idea for a video, is if you like read out in that voice like Alien and Predator and AVP terminology that is lesser known.
So I've looked up base on just base on Urban Dictionary, and I've got the American definitions of your sexual bases. Something all of which are belong to us.
Why are you running out ahead and punching those aliens, dude? You have to survive this mission.
The Predator is very cringe and will always be a very poor film. Quinton says, is the game available on PC?
Is, if you know where to look.
which is very easy and common these days. Yes, this is being played on emulator. With some very nice little graphical amendments that you can make to it to make it look a hell of a lot better.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
The activated style says a shame this game never got a PC release. Would have been interesting. Yeah, it was a weird choice to put it on the console, but it works well for what it is. I would still really love to see a larger scale Alien vs Predator RTS on a PC.
I do wish Night Dive Studios would just remaster this for PC and add a multiplayer mode. Like, I think it could work pretty well.
No, this is the PS2 emulation styles.
I'm on it.
I need to find the name of that guy, the last active guy that was doing a remake of this. Let's have a look. There's been 2 or 3.
Alright, oh shit, he's dead. At least it was an optional objective.
I'm on it.
That's what you get for running out and punching those aliens.
Yeah, I don't think I made him survive.
Go ahead. I'm on it. Standing by.
So there's been too many people doing a remake of this. So somebody spoke about it 5 months ago on the LV426 Reddit.
And he's landing right on the stink pile here.
Like he's done an update for a long time. So I was probably dead, I'm afraid.
Go ahead. I'm on it.
Oh, now my flamethrower dude's thrown up. Isn't that supposed to be like when they get speared with the tail or something that happens?
Sorry, say again.
When your units like vomit, isn't it supposed to be because of
Some of the toxin. I
the
think it's-
barbed tail or something? Right?
I can't remember if it's necessarily they get attacked by the tail in here, but I think it's the cystic drone spits acid that causes that.
Damn, I lost my egg carriers too. I keep forgetting my synthetics drop stuff.
Oh,
Yes.
Alright guys, go back there.
Understood.
Go get it.
What do you got?
Crash Picture Show says, do you think we'll get any more story DLC for Fireteam Elite? Hell, I'd love to get into the tactical operations area behind Colonel Ship. I think we are going to see a story campaign every year. It was the original plan before Disney brought out Fox. I've seen the old plan that Fox had
Yes.
for the expanded universe and the game and stuff. And the intent back then was to release a story campaign every year. And we've had one following the game's base release. So if we get one this year, I think
Where
That'll
did those
be-
egg carriers go? They're not here. I thought they would be there because of the blue. Oh no, they're
that's
still
your,
there. Okay, I didn't lose them.
Understood.
Actually, while you are Crash Picture Show, while you are talking about that tactical operations area, I'm gonna pop a ArtStation link in the chat for the concept artist who worked on the game, and he when was it? 3 days ago, uploaded some concept art for the hub and the tactical areas.
I'm on it.
Go have a look.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
The activator starts as the best part of this game, the intro. After that, you're just playing the game. I love the intro for this game. I think it's fucking brilliant. I'll always sort of hate that we didn't get to see an animated AVP.
Hey, it's still out there somewhere. Finished.
Yeah, Lucy, I chuckled at the same thing. Aliens being on the monitor. As Anders says, I think it'd be awesome if you guys did an AVP fan film eventually. Yeah, I think we think it'd be awesome as well, don't we, mate?
Yep. That's one of the things we're looking at, is if we want to do an AVP fan film or an Alien fan film.
Although I think Predator'd probably be the easiest. Falcon Blue says, what's been your favourite aspect and story from the RPG Alien game? I am a very big fan of the barroom story mentality that Gasker put into it. So I like a lot of that freedom with what you're doing. But mechanically speaking, I think the game just works so incredibly well. Like, the stress mechanic is phenomenal in bringing tension to the tabletop. You know, sitting around with your imagination. And the agendas mechanic makes it really, really interesting. To not, you basically just never trust any of the other players when you're playing a scenario.
Man, I failed.
Did you not leave an egg? Yep. Okay.
Oh no.
You haven't been using any saves either,
No.
have you? An idiot.
So there's like, you have to save manually, right?
Yes, you have to save
Oh
manually.
man.
You'll have to replay it.
Xander says you have a talented DP cinematographer already, Adam. Oh, are you referring to me? It might not be me, actually. I have kind of been with this film group for the last few years called Witching Season Films, and we've done a couple features now, as well as an anthology short series. And the guy who films all those, Michael Bailiff, is really good. I'm more of a still photographer, and he knows what he's doing with video. He's also a good still photographer, though. And so he might be doing some of that. Maybe we would do it collaboratively. But that's who I would be kind of collaborating with, is Witching Season Films for this fan film. So we're kind of in the discussion phase about it now. And AVP Galaxy would just kind of be like, this is presented by AVP Galaxy sort of thing. Okay, so I will use the saves now. Damn it. Well, I will try and keep this guy alive this time.
A Trash Picture Show says, lads, got a FaceTime my girlfriend, awesome hanging out, and your stuff is always awesome sauce. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Hopefully see you again next time.
Yep, thanks for stopping by.
Sounds like Lucy's liking the concept art.
I'll have to check that out.
Got a bunch of good stuff on there.
So why did I fail this mission?
You killed all the eggs, so before you go into the hive, you basically need to leave everybody outside, other than the synthetics carrying the egg carriers.
That's a little silly.
You just clear the queen out and then just go in with those synthetics. If I remember this mission right, guys.
Yeah, that's something that's a bit frustrating in this game, is if like something's unclear, you can fail a mission just like that. So you gotta make sure you're using them saves.
I mean, most people would use, the save mechanic.
Well, most
So
people these days would assume the game is just saving for you automatically, which it does is in between missions, but not during a mission. Yeah, Xander, what you did with P.O.'s film was awesome. So I'd love to talk to you about being involved. Most definitely.
Sarah says, did you ever read the comic Lance Hendrickson did called To Hell You Ride? I have not. Have you?
Mm-mm.
Yes.
I haven't heard of it.
Understood. Yes. Understood.
It's a 5-issue comic book series written by Lance Henriksen and Joseph Madry, with art by Tom Mandrake, published by Dark Horse in 2012 to 2013. Oh, this could be right up your street. It's a horror story that takes place in the mountain town of Colorado.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
I bet that's going to be a pain to find. Let's have a look. Anything Dark Horse generally is a pain to find if it's up more than about a year old. Fuck off. Oh, okay, no, that's a deluxe edition, sorry. So there's a pre-owned hardcover for 14 quid. No, it looks like that one shouldn't be too hard to get, mate.
Good.
Might grab that. Be a good one for a genetic memories thing.
Standing by. Roger that.
Yes. Understood.
Oh, deactivated styles. You get a timeout for that. Said Gunnison, Colorado. I hear there's a requiem going on there. Out the door now.
What's wrong with Gunnison?
Standing by.
No, just the poor requiem joke.
Roger that.
Maybe that's where my fan film will take place. Okay, I'm gonna wait and earn a little bit more money here, and then I will order in a few more troops, and we should be good to go.
Styles, I get it. We've all got that urge to make those poor dad jokes. Even if we're not dads. I love making terrible, terrible jokes and puns.
Okay. Let me do another unit order here. Well, actually, maybe I'll do my upgrades.
Lucy says, "Don't do it, Ridgetop."
Don't do what? Oh,
You.
that's honestly, and I was being serious, that is one of a few ideas we have, but we haven't settled on an idea. We're kind of juggling between like 4 different possible story ideas. So we're still in development, like we haven't sat down on that, but one of my ideas was like, what if it's an aftermath of AVPR?
One of the aliens has escaped.
One of the aliens has escaped
Vomit.
in the woods.
That's my opinion on that concept. Vomit. Do hate the waiting for your resources moments of games like this.
Yeah. Oh, well, a good time to save. Okay. With my PS2 memory card. It was a cool logo for this game. If any of you noticed, with our Alien Day artwork, we tried to kind of recreate that a little bit. Alien Day artwork was done for us by, so just with the text portion, but the artwork was done for us by Beast Soul. She is a creature artist, and I've enjoyed her work for quite some time, so we finally commissioned her to do that little piece for us. Okay,
cool.
I am good to move on.
Standing by. Roger that. Roger that. Roger that. Roger that.
Jet lags. I sent you a picture via Twitter. Okay. Is it of the comic? It is indeed. Ah, you got all the singles. Very nice. And an old buddy I used to work with at the cinemas just tagged me in one of the Alien Trilogy collector's box sets. I fucking love that thing. It's sat on top of one of my shelves behind me right now.
Uh-oh. Okay. The game froze, but now it's back. There we go.
Yeah, I found that sometimes they'll stutter out a bit. Lucy says, I will only like it if John Augustin Ortiz stars in it somehow. With Eddie Morales in the film.
Jeez. Rough.
Sarah says that sounded much less weird in my head. Yeah, don't worry. I figured what it would be when you said.
Yes. Understood.
Get those stints repaired, Adam.
Yep. So it seems like a distinction between the Marine campaigns and the Alien and Predator campaigns is with the Alien and Predator campaigns, you're kind of your base is on the move with you, whereas in this one you're kind of moving from base to base with.
I think it's more your money generation, not your base, because with the Predators you take your shrine around with you as well. With the Aliens you can take your queen around with you as well, but it's the way the money's generated. So I think it makes it. I think the pace of the Marine campaign is much more stop-start, because you are moving around to different points of resource creation, and it's always these set points, whereas like the Predator campaign and the Alien campaign, you get more for killing things and infecting things and stuff like that.
Oh my god, this pathfinding.
Leia Boy says, any thoughts on a Predator movie that would take place in a futuristic prison similar to Race War? So good opportunity to bring in any big looking action stars. I wouldn't mind seeing the Predator film in the future.
That would be kind of cool.
Prison specifically, I'm not sure about.
Yes.
'Cause I don't remember Race War being one of my favourites.
Understood.
It's not one I've read for a while. That was
Jeez, I'm running low on units here.
modern day. You near a spawn.
I need to go back to one. This is not looking good.
Looking in a far worse situation than you were the first time around. Oh, you are gonna get absolutely smooshed.
Where was it? What are you guys doing up here? Oh my god, this guy's just running somewhere.
Yes.
Good old pathfinding.
Jeez. Oh, yeah. And he's got a Praetorian on him now. He's as good as dead. Oh boy.
I think you might be reloading soon.
Shit.
It's all gone, Pete Tong.
I think I lost my contact too. No, I still have a contact. Alright. We can salvage this situation.
That's some genuine positivity right there. I would have probably restarted by now. Last save.
See if I can just get back to landing sequence. Or landing pad. Where was it?
Xander says use the unlimited money cheat. Cough, cough.
No, I'm not going to cheat. There we go. There's a landing pad. We can go back there and repair it. If these guys can find their way back, which they're having
Wait,
a hard
you
time
won't
doing.
You won't be able to repair that processor. That's completely gone.
Oh, God. All right, I'm just going to reload the save.
You've only got whatever money you've got at the time. Alistair Ray says, if they did an AVP movie set in the future, is there any weapons or alien types from the EU you would like to see?
Maybe some of the ones from this game, like a facehugger carrier, would be cool. I mean, imagine just this big alien with spines on his back with all these facehuggers on it. Like, or is that too out there?
That's a unit I like in the game, but I don't think would work very well in the actual genuine lore. I love the DNA reflex, but it's also I don't want them to go too far with it. So I'd still love to see them show up with some newer hybrid or something.
God, that guy's such an idiot. So do you use the attitudes much, Aaron?
I generally just make sure everybody's set to
Understood.
defensive, to be fair. Although he could probably do with being stand your ground or no attack.
And aggressive is pursuing, right? Defensive
Yeah.
is not pursuing. Okay.
Understood.
Weaponry. I would love to see the good boys from Intercriptus show up. You know, and they are basically just the what's the company that did the real life robot dog things?
The Boston Dynamics?
Boston Dynamics, that's it. Which were essentially just the Boston Dynamics robots with cannons on them. I'd love to see something like that.
I might like to see... Some people might think it's too cheap, but I thought the NECA's ultimate scout predator, his like predator sniper rifle, would be kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
Maybe if the predators were in a battle rather than a hunt. That would be cool to see.
It's no different than them using a cloak, in my opinion.
And maybe
so.
even the bow from Hunting Grounds, like that would be really cool to see.
I'm still surprised we didn't get that in Prey, to be honest.
Maybe it would have felt too similar to human tech in that. I don't know.
It could have been a nice little contrast to her bow. Chevy says, the Oprah of the Alienverse, you get a facehugger and you get a facehugger.
Uh-oh.
Carry it is a cool.
Where's my Comtech at? Is he coming? Okay, good. Yeah, I still have
Go
him.
ahead.
You need to order another one or two and some
Yeah.
medics.
What do you got?
Indeed I do.
Oh no, you've got medics there. Okay, that's fine. But another couple of contacts would be nice.
I'll save again here. We will complete this mission. We will do it.
I would actually like to see a Praetorian in a film, though. I think
That would be cool. Yeah, definitely.
2010's version, or the original comics version with the tusk.
What about a Crusher? They've been in like multiple games now.
I'm not actually that keen on the Crusher. Because it's not the. I like a bit of grease to my aliens. As Xander says, got to run for a bit, BRB. Okay, see you soon, buddy. Like my dream, what I really want to see from one of the film or the show is that grace that we saw in Isolation, with the way the alien will get in and out of the vents and stuff like that. You know that intro bit where it does the curl as it comes down? That was fucking mesmerizing. I would love to see them pull that off on the big screen. You don't need that many contacts.
Well, just in case. I only have one right
You
now.
don't need that many synthetics. Jesus Christ. Might be why you're dying.
I'm still getting some money generated here. Let's see.
I find two. It's either two medics and
smart
two
gunner.
contacts.
And I'll do another smart gunner. Lucy says, deeply disappointed. Dark Descent seems to be using the ACM look. I don't mind it. I mean, ACM, the look and design was not the problem with that game. It does feel very, like, not long after Aliens. And there were some really cool things ACM did with the weaponry and stuff, so... but yeah, it is interesting.
More specifically the Crusher there now.
Oh, I see. Well, I mean, the Crusher also, you know, Fireteam Elite as well, and it seemed to have its own look, you know, compared to ACM. So hopefully it'll do the same here, where it's, you know, it's still a Crusher, but it's a little different.
Standing by. Roger that. Roger that. Standing by.
I try and, like, group them up together so they're one cluster, because it seems to always work better that way.
Oh, you're down a medic.
What do you got? Go ahead. I'm on it.
Okay, good place to save again here.
Go ahead. I'm on it.
Okay, I think that'll just take me into a wall here. Yes, okay, we gotta go this way.
Yeah, you have to go down that little pathway. But I do think the wall's overlooking the hive.
Oh, we got predators.
Unknown object. Or unknown enemies.
Alright, I'm sorry, Space Cow. You're just in the way.
That's the aliens using them. I always kill all the wildlife. Can I say we endanger species?
I'm on it.
Chris is going to watch the Dark Descent trailer. Because he didn't even remember seeing a Crusher.
I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm on
You can also see a Crusher during some of the gameplay videos as well, I think. But I think it looks cool. I mean, it looks a bit different to the two Crusher designs we've already had. Oh, is he? Okay. Okay, we made it to another processor. Still got all my dudes.
He probably won't for long.
Roger that.
I mean, it's the same basic design, but there's some differences. Like, the head looks a bit more bony. The
Probably two
body...
different things, to be fair.
I think it was called a Crusher in, like, one of the gameplay videos. The thing I'm curious, though, is the one at the end of the trailer, if that's a Praetorian or if that's something else. Okay, I
do
can.
with getting another medic.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
You know when you have like the red circle showing up around them, I tend to point the medics at them straight away because they're the ones with like the persistent effects, persistent health, bad bits.
Go ahead. I'm on it.
I would expect they're using the fire team stuff because I bet you they'll have access to the assets same way that this had the ABP2 assets.
I don't think they'll be exactly the same. I don't think the models will just be reused. They don't seem like it. I mean, not their Xeno Warriors. They're new models.
Go ahead.
There'll be some cross
Yeah, there'll be some
colonization in there.
for sure. I mean, there might be some design crossover, but I wouldn't expect any copy paste.
Lucy says quadrupedal aliens should not have bagpipes. Yeah, I agree. They were removed for a reason with Alien 3.
Standing by.
Get 2 more medics, and I'll be good to try and successfully clear this mission now.
Save it here though.
Yeah, I will.
This is just before you go and get the eggs. It might even be worth setting them when you start pushing in. Set them to. Well, no, it's because you went around killing them all. You killed the queen out. But
So
no, you have to send the synthetics in anyway.
you want to bait the queen out, right?
You do, you just sort of hover towards the start of it until the queen comes to you. By the start of it, I mean, yeah.
Alright,
like
saving.
the fringes. Look at all those very greeny blue warriors. You're only using one save point. You're a risky man.
Well, not anymore. Now that I made that mistake, I am using it a bunch. Oh, you mean just the single one?
Yeah, just a single one.
Yeah, I guess I should use multiple, huh?
There she is, look at her, sat on a throne.
Alright, we got her. Come back this way, guys. So now I'm just taking these guys to collect some eggs, right?
Yes.
Yeah, just take this and that.
Understood. Understood.
And I
Understood.
don't remember how you deploy them on eggs, but it's something to
Understood.
do with hovering them over eggs.
Yes. Understood. Yes. Understood.
No, don't shoot it! There we go. Whew,
Start shooting that egg.
we did it this time.
Now they're like, fuck it, let's go. Let's kill them, boys.
I'll load the next level and save, and then we'll probably be wrapping up here.
You don't need to load it to save.
No?
No, it'll just be unlocked. If
Well,
you just quit out.
I want to see it anyway. We got a nice jungle here
Oh,
for
it's
next
not
time.
Location of the two
This-
predator
I like this
devices that
map.
were destroyed.
I think this
Triangulation
one's pretty much
analysis
all
strongly suggests that a third such device
based on
resides in this
all
sector.
spread around the
We
predators.
want a rendezvous with the Marine squad already in
Who
the
are tough
sector
sons of
and
bitches.
join the search for a third device. Recent intelligence reports indicate that the destruction of the other two devices has
Chris says,
apparently
looking
caused
forward
some
to
new
Hicks
terrain
getting mad
features to be
playing that
exposed
one.
elsewhere on the planet.
I assume you talked
This
about Dark
latest
Descent.
development is leading Dr. Kadinsky
I'm
to
really
believe
looking
they
forward to
contain
Dark Descent.
some sort
I'm
of
really
cloaking
excited for it.
technology.
I've already booked the day off work. Well, a couple of days off work.
Yeah, me too.
Off the job that pays me. I don't know if I'll really stream this one while I'm just playing it that day though.
Standing by.
Aliens Dark Descent. I haven't ordered it yet.
How difficult is this mission?
don't remember, I'll be honest.
All right, I'll at least get into an engagement for you guys.
Standing by.
If you're good to keep going, Aaron.
Yeah.
We have more upgrades here. What should I do?
Units first, not upgrades.
Do a sniper.
Yeah, the snipers are good.
Smart
Against
gunner.
predators.
Infantry. Another medic. Another comtech. And another medic.
Is this the one with the anti-aircraft? Does it say in the start menu what? Well, it is going to say, what's your objectives?
A third predator cloaker triangulation analysis strongly suggests the existence of a third device. It is assumed to contain predator cloaking tech and is wanted for analysis. No, I don't think so.
No, it's not the one I'm thinking of. Let's get the sixth mission.
Oh, there are predator snipers in this game, apparently.
Yes, there are stalkers.
Standing by. Roger that.
Yeah, I think
Bastard.
I'd also make sure you've got two synthetics as well,
Good idea.
because they carry the motion trackers. It was always a little disappointing you never got to rock out in an APC to get around stuff.
Yeah.
But that's why I think like a larger scale RTS would still be cool.
Go ahead. I'm on it.
Would you want a new AVP RTS?
Yeah.
I'd just say screw it, call it Extinction 2.
Well, regardless of its title, I just want an additional
Uh-oh.
RTS. Although I still prefer the original name for the game,
What was the
which
original
was
name?
Natural Selection.
That's pretty good.
Stalkers are great when you're playing as the Predator.
Standing by.
Slayer Boy says this mission was rough the first time I played it. I don't remember this one very well, I'll be honest. Have you found any of the alien ones particularly difficult so far, or particularly memorable?
Well, it was interesting. The one where you have to face off against the other alien type, the K series, right? Like you had to
I think
really.
there's two missions where you.
Yeah, those were both interesting. I cleared both of them, but it took a few trial and error attempts because you really have to build up your hive
Yeah.
quickly because the other aliens are too.
Understood.
So, but if you do that, you can pretty easily overtake them. It's just a
There's a
matter
sup-
of knowing where to go.
There's a surprising amount of missions where you are just
Understood.
killing other aliens. Like the final mission is you against a pred alien hive.
Understood.
Which again, I think it's, they did do enough different mission types and objectives, so it wasn't always like samey.
They're trying to run down the hill at me, but they just can't do it. Look at those little guys.
You're going to get some use out of this, aren't you? I expect lots of good screenshots for the socials.
Yep.
Yes. Understood.
Maybe you follow the river.
I don't remember the way around this map, I'm going to be honest. I'm sorry.
There's an APC. Wrecked.
Oh. Oh, no, I do remember where you go in. You go in right, sort of. Oh, wait, no, is this where you find the... Yeah, this is it.
I wish you could rotate the camera, but I guess that might make it confusing.
I like that it's got the different levels of zoom.
Understood.
Although I tended to always play with it at the highest one back and only go in when there was fights taking place just to enjoy.
Standing by.
We'll get some more grunts. Where are you going?
Reporting in. Copy that. Copy that.
Jeez.
Yes.
Going after the guy shooting him.
Understood.
Stop it. No.
Understood.
Getting themselves killed here.
We need to go and get him. Go get the stalker. Don't just leave him there.
Understood.
Sitting ducks.
Where is he? Where is he?
You saw him. They were running towards him. Come on, Gorman. How many combat drops?
Reporting in.
2. Including this one.
How many simulated though?
Was it 38?
Immeasurable in reality for you. I couldn't count the amount of times I've played missions.
Guys, come on.
Copy that.
There we go.
Copy that. Copy that.
Can you set difficulty in this game? I know you can't from the in-game.
I don't think so. I think it's just one difficulty.
Let's have a look. I'm gonna boot up and have a look.
I think we just follow the river.
Copy that.
Uh-oh. Getting attacked from behind here. Predator discs. Oh, man. My stragglers got taken out.
Reporting in. Copy that.
I'm glad you're not my lieutenant.
Copy that.
Oh, there's a spider.
How is it the scorpion things?
Mm-hmm.
Copy that.
Oh yeah, you can set a difficulty within the main menu.
Did not know that.
I had mine on medium by default. Oh yeah, Lucy's just saying. Yeah, you can in the main menu. Caleb says that's where the gift of straggling. They fall behind. They're on their own.
That's right. Fall behind you on your own.
You ever seen the Predator films in the cinema?
Only the Predator and Prey.
Did you not even get anniversary showings for Predator?
Nope,
Copy that.
not where I live.
Copy that.
That sucks.
Oh shit.
Copy that. Copy that.
There's got to be some atmosphere processors nearby. General rule of thumb was that there'd be a processor near a
Come on, guys.
beacon.
Oh shit. Oh my god, I think you took out my Comtex.
Have you been using your save?
Not on this one.
Well, you did say you wanted to get into an engagement.
So is there any way to get new units after your Comtech is dead?
Nope.
Oh man, so you really have
Oh,
to make sure.
there's your processor. Yeah, you're fucked on this mission now, bud.
Man. Well, I think that's gonna be it for today, everybody. But I hope you enjoyed watching us as we get better at this game. As I get better, because Aaron's already better, because he's played this for like 30
I've already
plus
done
hours.
it. 32 hours according to the stats in the emulator. But no, thank you everybody for joining us. And we'll be uploading some proper Let's Plays over the next couple of months.
Yep, of this game. Yeah, that iridescent blue and green warrior looks really cool.
Just iconic for this game in my head.
It's kind of the same coloration for the Ravager too.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the big arm blades.
Look ridiculous, but I love them.
Yeah, I like the carrier as well. Or you mean the arm blades for the Ravager?
Yeah, the arm blades. Yeah.
They don't show the Praetorian or the Predalien Queen in here though. I want to see that model.
No, because it's not one of your units.
Yeah, that's true. But yes, thanks for watching, everybody. You can always find us on our website, avpgalaxy.net, or on any of the major socials, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Just search AVP Galaxy or Alien vs. Predator Galaxy. And we actually have our first affiliate, Entertainment Earth. So if you all are in the market for any Alien or Predator collectibles, I believe this works. If you do ee.toys/AVP Galaxy, you can get 10% off any in-stock item. And that also helps us out. So if you're looking to buy any Alien or Predator figures, definitely recommend them. All right, Aaron, anything from you? Are we good?
No, we're all good. Thank you, everybody, as always, for coming and joining us. Adam's giving me all the places. Appreciate everybody who comes and talks to us in the chat. Always very much enjoyed, and we love nerding out with everybody. So thank you.
Yep, always fun to do this. So until next time, take it easy.